Honestly, y'all have been killing my confidence. It's hard to imagine the stress that I'm under. I'm sorry for all of this. Sorry for spitting the truth. Sorry for dissing that dude. Sorry for missing the point of the criticism. I was blinded by diamonds and loot. I apologize to all you guys. Y'all were right. I was out my mind. I went too far. I did too much. The haters were right when they said I suck. I did my best. It did nothing for me. I gave my guts and got lost in glory. I'm standing here while you sit before me. There's nothing left but to say I'm sorry. Sorry, that doesn't bother me. I don't know anybody an apology. I don't have no regrets in my biology. Reload and shoot for the stars. Y'all look like astronomy. No one as hot as me. Copy me commonly. Wannabes. Y'all are so shockingly comedy. Carry the weight of my songs all on top of me. I will not break. I'm not made out of pottery. Bury your bodies on acres of property. Place them at angles like sacred geometry. Down with the modesty. Everything I drop is quality. Promise, like honestly, follow me. I ain't gonna stop with the hits. Come block with a kid on block like Pac with a bin. I'm a god with a bin. No cops in the crib. Got guap cause I'm awesome at this. Underrated, overpaid, they hate it. Complicated calculations made to rake the paper. Razor sharp like Lazy Freddy versus Jason. Angels in my heart and Satan in the basement. Brains and handsome faces. What has made me famous? Great imagination. Fatal combination. Labels on the daily. I've been on vacation. Basic translation is I don't give up. Sorry, I got a point of view. It's like a pistol you don't want to point at you. Y'all are annoying, dude. Y'all are like rats racing in a gas chamber. Y'all can't avoid the fumes. Y'all in a cage locked by deranged thoughts. I like Ray Charles waving chainsaws. Get your brain chopped into 8 parts to your face off. Hit the graveyard on my days off. I just cock aim and I spray shots to your legs lock and your veins pop. In a day's work, y'all get laid off. My girl shot every single video. My heart wrote every single song. Y'all are my children. My kids to be indigo. Obviously, I'm a God, rock with me awfully cocky, cocking the goblin, shotgunning coffee. I'm offering coffins to anyone that can stop me about me. Yeah, come rock with the kid, young popping and rich, got dollars and crib. I'm running the armor and offering honorable because the karma has missed me. Hey, y'all don't comprehend, I'm often on the mend. I'm depressed a lot, I've wrecked a lot of people who were friends. I've been anxious, I've had breakdowns that were all inside my head. I regret a lot of things, now I won't stop till I'm avenged. Knock, knock. Who's there? Y'all around and let death in. I'm John Lennon, I'm Michael Jackson, I'm Cobain, I'm Zeppelin. Your best friends are dead ends, your best bets are far-fetched. Your next best, I'm a gold trophy. Your death threats were ghost stories.
What up, people? Chad here. Screaming Crow, co-host of Lone Wolf Radio. So, first, I want to say, thank you to Kyler Davenport and our producer for all the work that they've tried to do. And these people are geniuses when it comes to this stuff, but they can't even get it done. So, for the people that's been saying that my Facebook is gone, absolutely, my Facebook is gone. They've completely deleted my Facebook. They've taken me out of the game on Facebook. The numbers on Facebook were growing, and I mean growing exponentially. And they're all organic. Not a single one was bought. Not a single view, like, share, subscribe on Facebook was paid for. And the people that follow me for all the years on that account, well, unfortunate people, it's come to an end on that account. That account's dead. I'm probably not going to be able to get that account back. Like it's been not hacked, it's been shut down. There's a big difference. You can't even find it on Facebook anymore. It's the second page. We all know that they got rid of my Willie White, the one I had. That account's gone. They're deleting the videos is what they're doing. They're trying to get rid of me. They're trying to stop me and Kyler, with this disaster team and exposing the truth. They don't want this. They don't want people like Kyler and I, linked up and the people that I'm connected with and the people he's connected with and a lot of my good friends and followers that was on Facebook. They don't want us connected in because we were doing real things. We were doing things that were organic, and I'd like to thank each and every one of you guys out there, for helping me get that page up. But there is a new page that I'm going to build. I'm going to create a new Facebook account. Right now, I'm also on Twitter, Chad Nicholson, of course. On Twitter, you can go watch stuff on there. I'm posting our videos on there. Ugly Face Media is dead. since I can't get my account back. Ugly Face Media is dead. They've killed Ugly Face Media, which is just insanity. That's the one that bothered me. Yeah, granted, I lost my page, but my Ugly Face Media was my baby. Because because of the group I created, the Ugly Truth, that helped spawn Ugly Face Media. That group, got me motivated to do Ugly Face Media and create an actual media organization, to be out there, to be on the network. So now it looks like I'm starting off from scratch all over again. Now I got to go and making a new account, create a new media page, but it's all good. It's all good, because now I can revamp it. I'm going to take this as a good thing, because I know that people that will watch me on Facebook know about my YouTube, so it's all good. The important people, at least. So it's not a big deal in my eyes. Granted, it is because it's years worth of videos that I created, years worth of content that I created. In the past year, they've deleted over 5,000 or 5 years of all my videos. The past 5 years, in 1 year, they've annihilated all my stuff. This is the second count that they've deactivated. But I want to let you guys all know I'm not stopping. That ain't nothing. I mean, if that's the only speed bump I'm getting, that puts a damper in my physical life, then that's something I'm willing to take on my shoulder. No trouble. Let's take it on the chin and go on about my business. Because I can always create a new page. I can always, get it out there. um, that's just one less stress for me because it's just going to be easier for me just start a new page, because with the stuff that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, in our location, it's insanity. It's insanity to watch the zombies running around. And do not mistaken, do not be mistook, do not be misled. We are truly in a zombie apocalypse, whether you like to admit it or not. But a zombie is a mindless eater that knows nothing, nothing, nothing. A zombie goes to its basic instincts, which that's what these mindless eaters are, basic lower thought process of a mind. They're not evolution right now, what you see going on. You see de-evolution going on right now. That's all it is de-evolution. 100% de-evolution of the mind, not of the body. See, that's where we need to, realize that's how evolution actually works. It works in the mind. You know, evolution don't work on a physical aspect. Evolution will change, but evolution is actually mental. And I'm going to explain this to you real quick. Okay. So it's a proven fact that when you have a spider in your house, it's a proven fact that you have two spiders in your house, because spiders always come in pairs. They always do, because they communicate through frequency and vibration, so they can track each other down really well, and they stay, aware. Now here's how evolution actually works. You can go do the research on this. So if you kill a spider in your house, right? That other spider that sees it knows to be afraid of you now, knows to hide from you. So when it has its offspring, right? Literally embedded into their genetics, is naturally afraid of you now and naturally knows to hide from you. It's in an instinctive mode that goes in almost instantaneously into the next generation. So wait a second. They tell you evolution takes a long time. It takes a long time in evolution, right? But you can go and you can actually look that there's all kinds of examples that evolution happens within a generation. Evolution happens within a generation. Okay. Now we're seeing it now, and we see it happen within a generation. We just live longer than spiders. Okay. But they want to teach you that it's thousands of years for evolution to take place. It's not true. So, I'm a Gen X, I'm like middle age. Okay. I've literally watched in my middle age, I've watched the evolution happen, right? The evolution of dumbing down the mind. But just like my parents and your parents, they'll tell you times are way different. The mentality of people are way different. The actions of people are way different. That's evolution. That's evolution. Okay. It's evolution is what it is. And it's within a generation. So it's it's hard to fathom what's going on if you look at evolution takes a very long time. That it takes something of like thousands of years, hundreds of years for something to evolve, you know. But that's not true because before the body can even comprehend to evolve, it has to comprehend what's going on. Okay. And then the body, as you see, will slowly manipulate and change and change and change and change and change and change until, as you see, we got lizards that, throughout thousands of years or hundreds of years back in the day that it knew that its most vulnerable point on it was its tail. So now what have they done? These animals thought about this. These animals knew about this. These animals like had consciousness and they don't want to talk about it. That they literally evolved a tail that could break off so they can get away and they regrow the tail. That all started with the conscious mind first. That all started with the conscious mind first. So the reason why I'm getting at this point is because we've watched in our generations. This is why our generations are labeled in alphabetical order because that's how long it takes. That's how quick evolve. That's how quick it evolves. That quick. Couple decades, that. Couple decades, that on a human level. Couple decades, we evolved. Couple decades, we evolved. The thought process of the people evolves. The mentality of the people evolve. The actions of the people, evolve. They really do. If we could go back 100 years right now, and we could talk to people our age 100 years ago, you'd be surprised what they talk about compared to what you're talking about. You'd be surprised how they're actually smarter than we are. Way, way smarter. They have a natural knowledge that we don't have now because it's been evolved out of us. See, there's two ways to evolve. You can evolve in a higher conscious, or you can evolve to a lower consciousness. Now, what they're doing is they're making us evolve to a lower consciousness. This is through the propaganda, the fear mongering, and everything else. It puts our body in a flight or fight mode. Well, while we're in a fight or flight mode, that's evolving us. The fight or flight mode literally is a reset to the body, to the mind, to literally change its ways to fit in with the scenario. This is evolving. As the AI evolves, we're evolving with it. Some are evolving to a higher consciousness. Some, well, majority are evolving into the lower consciousness. You can't be in a world today and not rely on your intelligence. 20 years ago you could, 30 years ago you could, 40 years you could. You could rely on pure dumb luck or no skill whatsoever, just a bullshit artist. How many people do you know that's dumb, but they have these crazy jobs that you should be smart at? See, this is what I'm saying. Now it's not like that. Now you have to be as smart as they are. Now you got to be as smart as the enemy is. Now you got to know what the enemy knows. Now you got to know what the enemy's next move is. Now you got to know how to be one step ahead of that move. Now you got to know how to be two steps ahead of the next move. There's no more time to play stupid games. There's not. There's no time not to love yourself right now. There's no time not to dig into yourself. You should be doing that already. You should be looking at yourself. And if you can literally look at yourself, right, and don't think that you're the most fucked up individual on this planet, then you haven't looked at yourself. You haven't truly looked at yourself. Because when you realize you're the most fucked up individual that walks the earth, you ain't gonna understand what's going on. You ain't gonna understand how the manipulation works. You ain't gonna understand how the indoctrination is pushed in on you. You know, they tell you take pride in your fucking shit, right? Take pride in your shit. Pride, 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 pride. Fuck that pride shit. Right? Because pride, when you look at your pride, then you don't look at your true self. You only look at one small fraction of yourself, just like we see right now. We only see 1/16th of all the fucking light in the world. We see 1/16th of 1%. Or 4% light. Okay, we only see four. That's it. We only see 4% of all the light there is. Right? And out of that 4%, we only get to see a 16th of that 4%. So I'm catching on. People like, there's, you got to know yourself. You cannot pump yourself up with pride. You cannot put an ego up because pride and ego distracts you from your true self. Pride and ego will knock you out the game. Pride and ego will get you into the beast system. You know, pride and ego will get you to kill somebody. Pride and ego will get you to accuse people. Pride and ego is the enemy. Pride and ego is the enemy. Nobody today has anything that they can literally be out there right now saying they're proud of when we're setting in countries that are controlled by these enemies that want to kill us. Nobody can sit there and be proud today. It's my fault, it's your fault, it's everybody's fault. We did this. We ain't got nobody to blame but ourselves. We allowed this. It doesn't matter what they were doing. It doesn't matter what their plans were. It doesn't matter what they brought in. It's the fact that we went along with it. It's the fact that we all consented to it. It's the fact that we all walked in fucking line, even though bitching and screaming, we still all fucking walked in the same goddamn line. So again, if you can't look at yourself and think and see that you're the most fucked up person on this planet, then you don't know, then you don't understand what's going on. You don't understand. You're still in the clouds. You're still in the clouds. But you know, there is a chance to redeem yourself. There's a chance to redeem yourself. There's a chance to spin this shit off. There's a chance for you to understand what's going on, to turn it into a drive and compassion that you've never known before. Knowing that you're a so-called truther and you're out there screaming the truth, and you're so-called, you know, podcaster or news anchor, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself. You know, if you're out there and you're screaming all this shit, but your actions ain't nothing. Your actions ain't fucking nothing. Your pride's in the way, your ego's in the way. Then you're nothing. You're worthless. Like you're worthless. Like, what's the point of just talking about the shit anymore? Let's be real about it. What is the point of just talking about the shit? I could sit here for the next 6-7 hours until I go to work. I could sit here this whole entire time and I could tell you all the fucked up shit that we allowed to go on and continue to allow to go on and all this. But really, what's the point if nobody's going to do anything about it? What's the point? See, and this is the consciousness that they got on people. You know, they think they're doing something when they're talking about it. They think they're doing something, you know, when they bitch and moan about it. But yet they're not creating communities. They're not creating tribes. They're not connecting to people. They're not trying to gain any kind of trust from people whatsoever. As a matter of fact, they hate everybody. They're scared to death of everybody. They're built up and beat up in the chest thinking that, you know, they're the one that's in the know and they know more than everybody else and blah, 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 blah. It's just fucking nonsense. It's just fucking nonsense. It's all divide and conquer. It's keeping you weak. It's keeping you down. It's keeping you to the point where you don't want to do nothing at all except run your mouth. And when you sit there and run your mouth, guess what happens? Nothing. Nothing. Nothing happens, people. You know, I've been through some stuff that would make most people just step away from what I do. I've been through some attacks that would make most people just, nope, I'm not dealing with that kind of stuff. Like we're seeing it now with them, deleting my Facebook account. And here's how crazy it is. I can't access my Facebook account, but you can send me messengers on Messenger and I can read them, but I can't reply back to you. I can read every message sent to me on Messenger. So right there shows you the account ain't even deactivated. This is what's a true shadow ban. And I'm tired of all these people thinking they know what the fuck a shadow ban is. And they run around screaming, oh, I'm shadow banned. Yeah, do you know what shadow banned is? Yeah, it hinders my videos. Oh, you're stupid. That's not a shadow ban. That's not. That's just them manipulating, algorithms. A shadow ban would be like what's going on with me. My Facebook account is there, but nobody can fucking access it. The messenger still fucking works. The account's still fucking there, but nobody can access it. Nobody can research it. It's in a shadow realm. Can't be found. Whoo. That's a shadow ban. You're banned to the shadows. That's what that means. But yeah, it's just got to come to a time, when people just got to realize talk is cheap. Like they've said all these years, talk is cheap, talk is cheap, talk is cheap, talk is cheap. And that's all it is. Talk is cheap. You know what talk gets you? Talk gets you sitting in the house, watching YouTube, watching, Netflix, playing fucking video games, because that's all you have to do to that stuff. So we come to the point where we're not about action no more. We're not about really communicating with people, just listening to the vibrations that are coming out and coming in, and that's it. That's really what it is. There's nothing behind it. There's no real organic material behind none of this shit. It's all a fucking charade. It's all Shakespeare. Every fucking bit of it. Every fucking bit of it. Probably 90% of all the people you watch on all these fucking social medias, they're all fucking CIA agents. They're all fucking operatives. They're all fucking the enemy of us. They really are. They really are. This ain't no joke. Majority of your fucking podcasters, majority of people on fucking radio actually work for the government, whether you like it or not. They're agents. They're agents. They're fucking agents. Every one of them. Now, it's simple to even just look at it, okay? Just to sit and look at it. Like I've said numerous times. If they can go out and get all these views and they can get their stuff pushed everywhere. And on top of them getting their stuff pushed everywhere, their views and ratings are better than anybody's, even though their material is old, outdated, garbage that the citizens have already exposed for months upon months. And then they come out and talk about it. If you really don't think that's an operative, then you're blind in this game, because a real journalist, as soon as they would hear this shit, as soon as they got the information on this stuff, they would be putting it out to everybody. They changed it up in the studios. The host of these shows, the anchor, the news anchor back in the day used to run the shows. They were the ones calling the shots. They were the ones doing the shit. But now you got producers. Now you got directors of all this, right? And they're the ones that tell you what you're allowed to talk about. They're the ones that make shit queue up on the prompters. They're the ones that got their hands in all of it and all the camera angles and all this other fucking nonsense. Catching on yet? Catching on yet? See how everything you see is pretty much scripted? Almost every single thing. The minute you step away from shit, you see it all. And you understand it. And you understand that everybody's compassion has been switched the fuck off right now. Really has, through the 3N project. You might want to research that. Very old project that's been working on us for a very long time. But at the end of the day, talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. This is the time we need to be actually physically doing stuff. This is the time that we need to be making communities. This is the time we need to be getting ready for the harsh times coming in. This is the time that we all know the economy is going to collapse on every single shore of the world. BRICS has fucking taken over, people. Sorry to say it. BRICS has fucking took over. Your US fucking dollar again is fucking nonsense. It's dead. 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 And if you ain't ready for what's coming, all I was got to say is dark winter is approaching. But hey, It's the number one thing. They call it that American dream because you got to be asleep to believe it.